Okay, so I rearranged the camera. I think this is my good side. With hope anyway. It's been real busy here lately. Not a whole lot of time in the shop. It's 10 p.m. here now. Just getting back from our road trip today. We had to bring the fridge back, hook it up back behind me there, and leave it running all night and diagnose issues with it, and we'll deal with that one in the morning. Had a generator over on the table I had fixed for tomorrow. It never ends. Not a whole lot of time in the shop. I've been working on several things for future videos. A few small clips and pictures on G+ for if you follow me on there, and you get to see what I've been doing anyway. Had a package come several weeks back now. I've been talking to Brad Martin about his Kickstarter projects, and really I'm quite impressed with how he's making out with this. Lost a job, started a little business, and doing quite well for himself. It's nice to hear. So we'll finally get a chance to open this thing. Let's see what Brad sent us. Cards. So of course Brad sent us the obligatory stickers, of course. Sent us one of his WTF titanium wrenches. These things are pretty cool, Brad. So this is not a Chinese clone, is it? Just kidding. That is pretty cool. I think I'm going to put this on with my keychain. And also we have a set of Timex, and I've been watching him cut these things out on the machines, and you hardly get an appreciation until you see them in person actually. Pretty cool. I think I have the ideal spot for them. I just use some random small magnets, a few spring clamps to hold up diagrams such as that over on the mill. So I suspect one will go on the mill, one will go on the lathe. I could try the earring thing like Mike, but I probably don't look that good in earrings. So we will find the appropriate spot over there for those. Thank you very much. Don't have a whole lot. I got a few random clips of stuff that I was going to include a few weeks back. Never got around to making a video, so perhaps I'll do some totally unrelated clips together in this little one, and we can have a laugh at it if nothing else. Well, Mr. Bomarito, I humbly apologize. I totally neglected the calendar. Just read your comment, so we'll do it right now. And coming up for the month of June. Oh, we get rid of the coupon here, I guess. And Miss June. So here's a look at Miss June for you. If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say she's into bricklaying and body piercing. You know, it should be a good picture for the next 30 days, I guess. So here's a little project for this morning. We had a fridge that the longer you leave it on, the warmer it gets, which is kind of opposite to the theory. Somebody had removed this fridge a little while ago, I guess, and replaced it. And so when we look up top, we see no opening whatsoever. We get a little bit of light, but when they replaced the fridge, obviously they blocked the roof vent with the fiberglass insulation. So we've partly removed the fridge right now. We're going to finish removing it and clean the insulation out of the way, and we'll retest the fridge and see how it performs then. So here's how she looks inside. I don't think you could have blocked that anymore if you were trying to do it. And I think somebody actually did by the piece of wood that's up there. So we need a clear vent through the roof to allow the heat to escape. Otherwise this fridge is not going to get very cold. So we'll just remove that insulation, replace our fridge, and do a test run on it. So we have a current temperature of 17 degrees C. We just turned our fridge on. We're going to leave this to sit for at least a couple of hours, watch our temperature drop, and see how it all turns out by later this afternoon. Alright, so several hours later, we have our fridge in operation for quite some time now. Our freezer is super cold. I like it. Downstairs, the fridge is down to 7 Celsius, which is a whole lot better than 17. It hasn't been going for a full 12 hours, so no doubt it'll reach the 4 degrees that it needs to by tomorrow morning. So we'll call this guy, tell him this fridge is very operational, and get him to come pick it up. Well, this is trippy. Is this what they mean by picture-in-picture, I wonder? So this is today's quickie. This is a slide-out tray that goes in the back of a truck. These guys use it industrially, and the original locking pin was a little piece of 3/8 mild steel, and they had it welded on using this little bit of drinking straw, is what I'd call it for lack of a better word. Now this was welded about here, and of course this pin extended, actually let's move this over a little bit, this pin extended through about this distance. So you had an overhang of about 1.5 inches on a 3/8 inch pin, so when it would lock, the pin would bend. So we changed things around a bit. We put in 1/2 inch stainless pin. We made bushings for it, and we welded on the outside to give it some outboard support, so that when it engages in this channel, it shouldn't bend anymore. The guys tend to slam the thing shut, and when they slam it is when they tend to bend the pin up a bit. So we did a bushing on the back side, of course, to give it some support, and added a spring and lock collar for adjustment to get it to engage. So hopefully the guys don't bend this one, and we'll see how it turns out. So I got my MIG welder back today. I mean, I loaned this to my buddy, I think 14 years ago. He wanted to learn how to weld. And time has come to bring her back home, I guess. So I got everything complete with the Spoolmatic gun on the bottom, and we'll get her a little paint job on the rack, and get her organized and hooked up, and we'll start using her. So 40 minutes driving time out to park for a brand new Forest River. Complaint was no hot water, and we find an all too typical theme here. Just get the tape off these. As usual, probably a loose wire nut connection, so it got hot in use and melted. So, same fix as the air conditioner. Restrip the wires, install some correctly installed wire nuts, and we should be fine. So I'm doing a bit of preliminary on this hot water tank, and some voltage measurements, and I find I'm not getting anything from ground to the breaker. 0 volts. I gotta do all this one-handed now, guys, so you're gonna have to hang in there. So then I walk up to neutral here, and I get 121 volts. And if I go from my breaker to my neutral, I get 120 volts. You're not supposed to have voltage on neutral to ground, right? So I break up my handy dandy little electrical tester and stick it in an outlet. Sure enough, hot and neutral reversed. This is the park manager, and they had built a custom campsite for the manager and installed a new outlet in the building. So I got to have a talk to the electricians, I guess, and tell them how to wire it up properly. So we got our job finished. The hot water tank is operational and reinstalled in the trailer and is actually getting warm. So then I have to go and unplug the trailer from the building because the outlet is unsafe to use, and I have to sit here now and wait for a real electrician that installed this plug to come back and fix his mistake. Fuck. So we can't get a hold of the brainiac electrician today, so this is the best thing I can do is seal off this outlet, and nobody can use it until the electrician comes back. And kicker is I'm not allowed to fix it. Go figure.